This is 12 3-minute rounds. Boxers, please.
Richie Davis, the experienced
Okay,
referee.
fellas, you've both had your instructions in the dressing room. You know what I expect of you. Behave yourselves, do as you're told, and above all, defend yourselves at all times. Shake hands.
And it's good to see Richie's wife, who's been very ill, fit enough to be at ringside tonight. We wish her a continued recovery. Now Darren Barker, unbeaten in 16 so far. He's enjoying the limelight. He says, far from being complacent, he thinks he's grown from being a champion. Loves seeing his name on the top of the posters that he used to put up on his bedroom wall growing up in the silver trunks. Darren Barker, a prohibitive odds-on favourite for this, and straight away he's got Bendall on the floor in the opening quarter of a minute of the fight. Oh my goodness me. Bendall just caught cold by that. The first time Barker had thrown.
Barker looking sharp with that right hand against the southpaw Bendall. He's finding him pretty easy to hit early on.
It's a terrible start for Steve Bendall, who says and acknowledges himself he's had a bit of a mental block before on big nights. He's employed a sports therapist, Tony Summers, in the build-up to this fight to try to get himself right.
Well, that certainly wouldn't have helped on the floor very early in this one.
Will that knockdown send the old mental demons back into play here? It's a great start, that, for Barker. Looks to unload again with the right hand. Won this title against the toughest Ben Crampton on points. That knockdown officially timed at 21 seconds into the fight.
Well, he's a talented, technical boxer, Barker. And already he's fathomed out the southpaw stance of Bendall, and he's getting through with good right hands.
Barker's done some sparring with southpaw Tony Salem and got a hard 12-round session as well with one of our top super middleweights, Carl Froch, who's on the verge of very big things.
A work like that would have certainly stood him in good stead and made him very, very sharp.
Good to the body, Barker. Watch for that in this fight. Bendall will be looking to box on the counter. Can he settle into the fight after that nightmare start, though?
Again, it's the right hand that lands to the chin of Bendall.
Just a little right hand from Steve Bendall, who is quite well schooled and well respected in the business. He seems to have been the British top 10 middleweights forever, doesn't he, without ever quite breaking through to a decent championship level. He's held the English title, but that's not the same as holding the British or even this one, the Commonwealth title.
Yes, it's normally just come apart for Bendall as he stepped up a level.
Well, let's have a look at this again from the very start of the fight.
Unless it was worst round.
As things happen quickly, Glenn.
Yeah, it's very quickly. He just settles in straight away, looking for his right hand, probing jab. Little left hook there. And there's a quick right hand, just a short little right. But it was enough. The left caught, then the left hook, and it was the right hand. Just a little flurry of punch. I don't think he was badly hurt, but certainly stung.
Come on, Stephen. Relax. Beautiful, Stephen.
They seem to be having to work on him psychologically, don't they, Bendall? Second round. Strange, really, for a fighter who's been around the business for as long as 11 years, that he doesn't quite believe in himself on the big nights. Stopped by Scott Down in a British title fight in 6, Sebastian Sylvester, European title in 3, and Wayne Alcock, when he lost his English title in 8 rounds. He took a bit of a beating in the end that night, Bendall. It's just a question of how much he has left at this stage of the game. He's had 3 wins in more modest company on his way into this one.
Well, he started this round just trying to do a little more work. Bendall landed with the left arm there.
Just looking a little open though.
Yes, he's standing square on. And I think that might suit Darren Barker if he can get that right hand on again.
Barker, who sees this title as a stepping stone to bigger things. And that should be the way he's thinking at 25 years of age as well. And again, he just catches Bendall with his defence wanting.
Yeah, good clean shots there from Barker. Bendall coming back with the right hand. But his legs are looking a little wooden when he's hit with shots. Bendall, I think he's just a little bit tense at the moment, hasn't relaxed.
He needs to find his way into the fight, but the danger for him is the fight's over before he ever does get into it. Still a decent record he's got though, 28 wins, 3 defeats, Bendall. But Barker yet to taste any loss. His dad was the AVA light flyweight champion 28 years ago and beat one of the amateur legends of that era, John Lyon, in the final.
Defensively working well, Barker. He's landing with his punches and then little slips to the side, enough to avoid Bendall's counters.
That's better from Bendall, getting his right hand into play. Fast, Darren Barker though.
Yeah, Barker looks switched on, doesn't he? Concentration looks good. But Bendall got through with a nice left hand.
He's just beginning to loosen up a little, Bendall. But the fighter with the self-belief is Barker, and there's another crunching right hand from him there. He finds another one. Too many gaps in the Bendall defence so far. There's the Darren Barker corner with trainer Tony Sims.
They're just slipping the jab from Bendall. He did that well, Barker, and then coming back with the right hand. He looks sharper, he looks looser, and so far he's getting every shot on at the minute, Darren Barker.
Barker, the defending Commonwealth middleweight champion in the silver trunks. Bendall in the sky blue of his native Coventry, though he's based at Poole Dorset, and 2 more heavy shots coming there from Barker, who's accurate and confident. And Bendall at the moment just needs to tighten up, doesn't he, Glenn?
He certainly does. Looks a little fragile, Bendall, when those shots come in. Looking very cool, very calculated, Darren Barker. This is a good performance, missing with very little.
Looking quite rounded at this stage of the game. This is the kind of fight he has to be winning. He does believe, as you heard in that report from Ed Robinson before the fight, that he can be a world champion one day. Good right hand.
Yep, the left hook lined that punch up perfectly.
He's finding a lot of gaps to exploit, Barker here.
The uppercut landing from Bendall in close.
Again, combination punching. Bendall, a product of the Triumph Amateur Boxing Club, which produced Errol Christie, one of the best amateurs we've seen over the last 20-30 years. Unfortunately for Errol, it didn't quite work out for him in the pros. He's doing some great work with the kids these days.
135 gone.
Just needs to keep going through the gears, just stepping up a little bit more. Barker can't really allow Bendall into this fight after such a good start.
Bendall not able to establish his right lead in the way that he might want in this fight either. I know that part of his plan was to look for counter shots. But such are the quality of the combinations coming from Barker that hasn't really got going yet as a strategy.
The problem for Bendall, and he's got to start moving his head. He's very upright, catching them shots straight down the middle. You know, he can't keep taking those.
He's been hit a lot, too much, and on the floor after 21 seconds.
Yes, Bendall hasn't relaxed. I think that's the problem. Very straight up and down, and getting caught with the left-right. Good uppercut inside from Barker.
Another right hand comes through. It's all Barker early on in this one. They got problems in that Steve Bendall corner, that's for certain, Glenn.
Yeah, he hasn't loosened up. He's getting caught with too many punches. He needs to get it away and needs to start throwing some punches back himself.
Two fighters with boxing in the blood through the family. As I was telling you, Barker's dad was an ABA champion. Steve Bendall's grandfather was a noted coach at the Triumph Amateur Boxing Club and was connected with the England amateur team as well.
I think Barker should be now starting to look to put combinations together. Good double shot, the left hook and the right hand. That's worked for him well, but now he needs to just up it a little bit, throwing a few more.
That good quality sparring with Carl Froch can only have done Barker good as well, you'd think. And I think Froch has got plenty of respect for Barker's ability as well, from what I've heard.
But so far, he's looking very, very sharp. Barker, he looks as if he's improving with every fight.
As you said, not much head movement from Bendall. That's costing him. Barker's not missing with much, put it that way.
No, Bendall has to try and take the fight to Barker, try and upset the rhythm of Barker.
Left hook. Barker again. He's just not superior in every phase of it so far. Tighter defence, faster punches, sharper shots. Looks like he's got an edge in power as well on everything we've seen so far. But let's see what happens here.
Well, he's got 15 KOs to his credit, Bendall, so he can punch a little bit. He needs to find one of those good punches. Time and time again, the jab is rocking the head back of Bendall as he tries to lift himself with a little flurry.
He just needs to move up to another level, Bendall. And you do get the feeling too that he has to overcome this mental block.
Yeah, he needs to get a bit of confidence in there.
With a good right hand, and that sent Bendall reeling slightly. Left himself a little open, needs to get those gloves up, cover up. A lot of belief about Darren Barker. His training's been spot on from everything we've heard. It's shown in the ring.
You catch him coming in.
Well, so many fights are decided on who can establish the jab. Check this out. Darren Barker, 34 jabs landed to Bendall's 6. That tells a tale, Glenn.
Yeah, certainly does. And the pleading with Bendall in his corner to do more work. He just can't get the shots off, and I think that's really because Barker is not allowing him to. He's always got an answer.
This is round 5. Barker, who believes he'll be able to mix with the guys at the top of the British middleweight rankings at the moment. People like Wayne Alcott, Howard Eastman, Gary Lockett, Darren McDermott, Paul Smith, Matthew Macklin. Those would all be good fights for Barker. He's got to win this one first, mind, but I think so far he's won every round. He has on my card anyway.
Yeah, certainly has on mine, winning them in a little bit of a canter as well. Not really being pushed in any department, Barker.
Commonwealth Games gold medalist he was too in the amateurs. Barker winning his gold medal in Manchester.
Well, it was hard to criticise his last fight against Ben Cram when he won this title. But I think, if anything, he could have just stepped up the pace a little bit. One round became a little like the next, the last, and you know, he needs to change that in this fight. He needs to put on a bit more of a show. He's the champion now.
Some people criticised him for not putting Crampton away that night.
Yep, I think if he put more of an effort in, he could have done that, and it would have been a real show closer. And I think he can do that here, but he needs to look like a champion.
But he's a nice fighter and a decent level-headed guy to talk to as well. He's got his head screwed on right about the business. No fancy ideas. Good right hand lands again from him there. And he's lining up Bendall. It's a big right hand. He's sagging here. Bendall trapped on the ropes. Needs to hold on, buy some time, do anything. He was caught there by a crunching right hand.
Yeah, that was a good 4-punch combination from Darren Barker. I think a bit more of that again and he'll get this job done with. Bendall doesn't seem to have an answer.
No sign of it yet anyway. Barker nice and tight himself defensively, and that's been one of the differences as well. Left hook, can't miss the man from Coventry at the moment.
No, he's right in front of Barker. He's not missing, he's not blocking the punches, he's taking too many. Sooner or later, you think he's gonna wilt.
Do feel for Steve Bendall. He's an honourable fighter, nice guy. You want nice things to happen to him, but sport and sentiment are often strangers, I'm afraid. And this is a hard night for him again here at Commonwealth Championship level. Another round for Barker. And I must say, I wondered in that round whether Barker was going to finish the job off.
Put it work down.
We saw there that Father Terry, who remembers all too well what it's like in the ring from his days as a star amateur.
There's the legs just quivering a little bit from that right hand, and he knew it. Barker starts to pick it up. Good combination going in. That was better 4-punch combination, and all Bendall can do is try to fall in. Barker doesn't let him, keeps the punches going in.
It was interesting. Richie Davis just had a little look over to the Bendall corner at the end of that round, just checking that he's all right after taking a bit of a shellacking in that last session. 6th round this.
Good jab, good right hand.
Bendall needs to do something to just dent Barker's confidence in some way, make him think, break his rhythm. He hasn't been able to do that so far.
The problem is he hasn't got the confidence to try it. You know, he's been sort of punished for attempting to do anything. Barker so technically good, so sharp tonight. is punishing him for every mistake.
He might just have to really gamble in an attempt to try to turn this around, because what he's doing so far isn't working. Another right hand lands. He's just keeping that left glove a little low, and he's a bit open to that right hand. Come on, you're in the corner with Bendall. What are you going to tell him?
Well, you know, he's running out of time. He's got to really start attacking. He's got to start throwing punches. That's his only way. He's not going to outbox Barker. He's got to try and outfight him.
Basically go for a bit of a tear up with him.
He has to. I think that's his only way. Trying to take him out of his rhythm, trying to hurt him, make Barker think about defense.
On the back foot again, Bendall. But the tactic of looking for counter punches hasn't worked at all. Hasn't been able to do that.
No, he can't do that. He hasn't got the ability to do that against Barker, who's far too sharp.
Can Bendall at some point put Barker onto the back foot? Can he drive him back across the ring?
There's a better southpaw jab from Bendall, but he then has to take a right hand.
It was a good sharp left from Bendall there, but he needs more of that. He needs to sustain the assault. You see, I think Barker's just enjoying the pace as well, isn't he, of this? He's setting it.
Yep, Bendall isn't putting Barker out of his comfort zone, so he can pretty much box at the pace he wants to, lift it when he wants to.
I think there have been signs of an improvement from Bendall, though, in this round. This has been a better round for him, probably his best yet. And there's a good combination, 4 punches at the end of the round from Bendall.
Want to look forward to Big Fight Special, first heavyweight unification fight for nearly a decade. Vladimir Klitschko faces Sultan Ibragimov. We're live from Madison Square Garden, early hours of Sunday morning, 1:30 Sky Sports 1, with the replays at 9 AM Sunday on Sky Sports 3, and again at 1 PM Sky Sports 3.
Yeah, thanks, Dave. Definitely a fight worth catching that. Back live in the ring here at the York Hall, Bethnal Green in the East End of London tonight. Darren Barker dominating Coventry Steve Bendall in defence of his Commonwealth Middleweight crown. The title previously held by Nigel Benn, Michael Watson, Tony Simpson, Dick Tiger, Randy Turpin, fighters like that. So there's a bit of pedigree. They liked Bendall's work, the cornermen, in that last round.
Yeah, he tried to assert himself a little bit more, certainly got more punches off. Barker still did more and won the round, but Bendall just started to get in it a little bit.
Take over, Steve.
It's just like he's warmed up and loosened up a little, isn't it? He's a little more fluid, Bendall, now. Not thinking about it all so much, maybe.
Yeah, he's just come alive a little bit, hasn't he? The pep talk in the corner might have worked for a while.
Certainly that last round was the most even one so far. Bendall had some moments. There's a bit of blood around there somewhere. Just some blood around the bottom of the right eye, is it, of Bendall? Yep. We'll try to get a closer look at that. Where's that coming from? No, there is quite a bit of blood around that right eye. Richard Davis wants to look at it, the referee. He's satisfied it's not too serious at the moment.
It's in a bad place. That's not going to help Bendall anymore, is it? He's got enough problems to deal with the sharp punching from Darren Barker.
We think it was a clash of heads. Good combination from the champ. And he stopped the fight with the cut very bad as well. It's all over. Darren Barker has retained his Commonwealth Middleweight Championship. The end came suddenly, and that cut was a big factor, I think, in Richie Davis's decision is a very bad one. It's a very bad one, and again, you do feel so sorry for Steve Bendall. Another big night, and it hasn't worked out for him, and that surely was his last chance to win one of the major titles.
Yeah, that cut, it went bad very, very quickly, didn't it? There's when it happened, a clash of heads added to the problems of Steve Bendall, but it was all going wrong for him. He wasn't getting the shots off. It was a bit of a painful lesson, really, dished out by Darren Barker.
There's no doubt who was winning the fight very, very clearly indeed. That was Barker, but an unfortunate end, really, that it came through a clash of heads, and it came at just to the point where Bendall was starting to do a little better, only a little better in the fight.
He was loosening up a little bit, but I think Barker, you know, was well on course for a pretty good, decisive victory.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time, 1 minute and 54 seconds of the 7th round. Bendall having suffered a severely cut eye. Your winner, and still middleweight champion of the Commonwealth, Dazzling Darren Barker.